Hello, New Covenant Community Church. Today we're going to be looking at Hebrews chapter 10, verses 15 through 18. And we're going to continue the conversation about the law and the sacrificial system being a shadow of the things to come. And we've seen over the last couple of chapters, and especially in the preceding verses, that the law and particularly the sacrificial system was pointing to Jesus, was a shadow of the things of Jesus that didn't bring permanence. It cleansed outwardly, but Jesus is going to cleanse internally. So we're going to continue on here in Hebrews 10:15, where the point has just been made in the previous paragraph that we are able to draw near to God through the sacrifice of Jesus Christ, who doesn't just cleanse us outwardly like the old covenant sacrifices did, but he's going to cleanse us inwardly. And then he's now going to say, and the Holy Spirit also bears witness. We've seen this witness and oath language kind of throughout the book, but in particular, we saw it in chapter 7 where he's talking about how God has testified these things through Psalm 110. We've seen the language of witnessing in chapter 2, verse 4. And so it was witnessed of him. We see the language of witness in 7, verse 17. And we're going to see actually at the end of this in chapter 10, verse 28, about how things are established by the evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses. And then in 12:1, it's going to talk about we have a great cloud of witnesses. And what this is doing is it's saying we have all of these testimonies. We have all of these people all declaring, including here, the Holy Spirit, who Jesus is and what Jesus came to do. And so the Holy Spirit also bears witness to us. The Holy Spirit that is inside of us bears witness, for after saying, so he's going to use a proof here, this is the covenant that I will make with them after those days, declares the Lord. I will put my laws on their heart, and I will write them on their minds. So he's quoting an Old Testament text, the Holy Spirit, I will write my laws on their heart and write them on my minds. Then he adds, and I will remember their sins no more. And in this text, he actually even says that he will place his spirit within them. And this is, of course, Jeremiah 31 through 34, which he's quoted earlier in the book in chapter 8. So we've got this Jeremiah 31 text where he's talking about the Spirit. He's saying the Holy Spirit is the one who declares this, that this new covenant, that's what this text is about. He's going to make a new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah, not like the covenant that I made with their fathers, is what he says in this Jeremiah text. The Holy Spirit is bearing witness that he's going to write his law on their hearts and on their minds. And in doing so, he's going to, part of that text, that Jeremiah 31 text, remember their sins no more. And now he's going to make the point of the permanence of Jesus' sacrificial atoning death. And where there is forgiveness of sins, remembering of their sins and lawless deeds no more, where there is forgiveness of these, there is no longer any offering for sin. And he's coming back to that once for all idea. There's no need for another offering for sin. Christ died once for all. His sacrificial atoning death is permanent, not temporary, like the old covenant sacrifices. So there doesn't need to be any more offering for sin, because as the Spirit testifies, in the new covenant, the law is written on our hearts, and we have final and full forgiveness through the sacrificial atoning work of Jesus Christ.